Rotary Club. They're going to talk to you a little bit about what the Rotary means and why they are a group. And then they're going to give some awards out for essays. And then everyone gets to leave with their own special dictionary. Okay, so let's show them how respectful the students at Roselle MacDonald can be and be really good listeners. So the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. We are so happy to be here this morning. We've been here for, I think we've been doing this for about 10 years.
A lot longer than I've been here.
I know. So very good to see you this morning, and I can tell that you're all going to be really good listeners. I'm Mrs. Dye, Janet Dye, and I am in charge of the project, the literacy project for our Rotary group, which is about literacy. What is literacy anyway? That means literacy, the word. You know?
Like when you do something nice for you.
Well, that's like an act of kindness and a good deed. Literacy has to do with, well, I'll demonstrate.
What's she doing? And
what am I doing?
Writing
and reading, that's right. Writing and reading, that's what literacy is. And that's one of Rotary's really important things that we do. I brought some friends with me this morning, and they're going to tell you a little bit about what they do for our Rotary Club. But before I do that, I wanted to tell you that, do you know that there are 1.2 million Rotarians all over the world? 1.2 million people doing good deeds for other people. That is amazing. And there are 35,000 clubs. Now, I don't know how many people West Bridgewater has. Maybe 10,000 people altogether? Maybe?
7,400.
7,400.
7,400.
7,400. Okay, so 5,000 people. Oh, 7,400. Near 8,000 people. I thought you said 4,700. So imagine that. All over the world, there are all kinds of Rotarians doing good deeds for people all over the world. And Mrs. Smith is going, who you probably recognize, some of you, but maybe you're too young. She used to be the director of the library here in West Bridgewater, and she's going to tell you one of her projects for Rotary about.
Rotary International also serves in 122 countries. Those 35,000 clubs are spread out to 122 countries. So I am committee chair in charge of the Rotary Youth Leadership Award. So when you were a sophomore in high school, you are invited to apply for a scholarship that will allow you to go to a leadership camp at Cape Cod Sea Camps with 150 other students from our Rotary district. And you would learn more leadership skills to benefit you in life. Okay. I'm also the committee chair in charge of the Community Service Awards, which are scholarships for graduating seniors at 5 of the high schools over which we serve.
Yes. So for you, here you're in 3rd grade. Some of you wrote essays about good deeds you've done, and I hope that lots of you thought about good deeds that you've done. You could be one of those people that applies for a scholarship when you get to high school with all the good deeds that you've done. Because that's what that's all about, is in leadership, helping other people. That's really what it's about. That's really what Rotary is about, totally. And Mr. Lindy is our president this year of our local Rotary Club. And you want to say a few words about Rotary?
Sure. Rotary, what we stand for, our motto is service above self. In other words, doing service and doing good deeds for others and not thinking about ourselves. We do things like planting trees, we give the scholarships out, the dictionaries, and anything that the 3 Bridgewaters, because there's 3 Bridgewaters, West Bridgewater, East Bridgewater, and Bridgewater. And we also have fun. Sometimes we do a pancake breakfast to, serve out pancakes and raise money for a charity. We do all sorts of stuff every year. I've been a Rotarian for a while, and it's the best day of the week. We meet at that Good Days restaurant over in West Bridgewater, right over there. We have breakfast. We don't have the ice cream. Someday we'll do that. Maybe we'll have you guys over for ice cream. But we're glad to be here, and we hope that you'll tell your parents about Rotary. There's a little letter inside the dictionaries to tell your parents, and Mrs. Dye will tell you more about the dictionaries, and so will
And now, the last person that's here today, we have about 20 members in our group, is Mr. Marquis. And would you hold your comments for a little while? And
Sure.
I just wanted
Of course.
to let you know who this fellow is, because I think I'll give the awards next for
Sure,
the essay.
good idea.
And then we'll talk a little bit about the dictionaries. So the essay was to think about something that you have done, a good deed that you've done in your life. And I didn't get very many essays, so I don't know. It's a busy time of year, I think. But that doesn't mean you can't continue to think about your good deeds. But I do have a couple of people to give awards to for the essays that they wrote. And one of them, and I think the school does a good deed thing too, don't they? Do you have a food drive, or what do you do for?
We've done things around the holidays where we've collected food for the food pantry.
Yeah, yeah. So that's a great thing too, because the more people that get involved in good deeds, taking leadership, the better, the more we can help people. So the essay contest, there was one person who has spent 9 years participating in, she must have been really young when that first started, in the Francis F. Morast 5K run to support ovarian cancer research. And I knew Fran Morast. She's a wonderful, wonderful person. I think it's great that people are continuing to support research for ovarian cancer. So they do research, they do treatments and awareness about the disease. And the thing that she said in her essay that I thought was really, really good and showed such leadership was that it brings together community and family and friends. So with your friends and your community, you can do good things. And it makes it, you do good things individually, that's great. But when you take a leadership role and have your friends help you, then just many, many more people are able to be helped. So would Jennifer Lamlin come on up. Stand right here with us. Congratulations. All right, 2 girls this time. We have one more award. This is for a person, she got involved with her mom and her sister. And do you know, I know where Elm Street is in West Bridgewater, and I also know what happens in streets. People throw trash out their windows, so I don't know why. But they get pretty cluttered with junk, bottles and paper and all kinds of things. But she spent time with her mom and her sister cleaning up the litter on Elm Street in West Bridgewater. And so she's thinking about the environment. She's thinking about what we can do to make our environment a better, cleaner place. Her name is Caitlin Berry. She filled 3 trash bags with litter. Congratulations, you're welcome. All right, so now we're going to go on to Mr. Marquis. He's going to tell us a little bit about the dictionaries.
Okay, how are we doing? All right? All right, 10 days left of school.
No one's counting here, don't worry.
I was just thinking, I was finishing up 3rd grade in 1952 with Mrs. Gilbert with 35 students in the class.
Wow.
And no help, but incredible. Anyway, how many of you have ever used a dictionary?
Oh, good.
Wonderful, okay. And when I was your age, because I wasn't as good a student as most of you are, I didn't really believe the teachers in saying you should use a dictionary. And later in life, I learned to keep a dictionary handy, so when I was reading and I didn't know a word, I could look it up, okay? And when I went off to college in 1961, my memory is I only received 2 gifts. I got a $200 scholarship from my church, and that doesn't sound like a lot of money, but in 1961, that was like $2,000. And my beloved grandmother, Nana, gave me a Funkin' Wagnalls dictionary. And would anybody like to guess where that dictionary is today?
At your house?
Close, that's a good guess, but not at my house. Yes.
At your church?
At your church?
No, that's another great guess. Yes, honey.
At your Rotary essay place?
No, that's a good one. Yes.
At your grandma and grandpa's house?
No. Anybody else?
Do you use it, Mr.
One of you boys.
At the cold water?
No. Yes. Museum?
With
Well,
you.
you could say my office is the
With
museum.
you.
No, it's in my office, and it's right, when I'm sitting at my computer, I can reach it, and I bet I use it at least once a week. And one of the hardest things about a dictionary is, if you don't know how to spell the word, how can you look it up? And the word that some people say, and I'm sure my friends at Rotary agree, that I can be facetious sometimes. Okay, facetious means like hitting around, like half meaning something. Can anybody like to guess how you spell facetious? What? Yes, honey.
F-E-C-I-S.
Okay, that's almost right, and you have the right first letter, F. But I thought it started with P-H, and for years I couldn't find it in the dictionary. And before I started talking to you, I looked up in here, and it's in this spelled right, which is F-A-C-E-T-I-O-U-S. So, hopefully you'll use the dictionaries we give you today when you're reading, because what I used to do before I learned to use the dictionary when I became older was I just skip by the word and not know what it meant. And that's no fun, okay? So have fun with your dictionaries.
All right, so we are going to gift your dictionaries. Inside your dictionaries, there is, can I have that dictionary?
Sure. No charge.
No charge. Let's see. I'm going to look up inside. Oh, yeah, it's in here. There is a paper right at the very beginning, which is a letter to your parents that I want you to share with your parents about what Rotary does, just because they'll be interested in Rotary. Maybe some of them would even want to be members of Rotary. But also inside, we took the time to make a name, what we call a nameplate. And in that nameplate, it has the four-way test, which you've all seen because it was on the prompt for your essay. And is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Does it build goodwill and better friendship? And will it be beneficial to all concerned? We all do. I mean, that's living. That's being a good citizen. Period. And but the important part, that's important. But there's also a place for your name. And as you can see, every single one of these dictionaries is the same. So when you get back to your room, we would all like you to write your name in your dictionary. And who knows, maybe when you're as old as Mr. Marquis, you will still have your dictionary by your side looking up words that you need to look up. I hope so. Because everything isn't on the computer, that's for sure. I use my dictionary all the time. So I think if we go by rooms.
Yes, I'm gonna send them back up by costume. Can I get a picture of all of you
Sure.
first?
With the girls, I hope.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, of
Oh,
course,
yes.
the
And
girls.
also I want to tell you that Jake from West Bridgewater Cable TV is here recording this. So you should take a look on your TV, your cable station, and you will see